Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kurbal Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Ontario Science Table members would have advised against scrapping COVID isolation. Driver lucky to be alive after serious collision in Mississauga, OPP. Taylor Swift to host screening of All Too Well short film at Toronto International Film Festival. Long weekend drivers to enjoy cheaper gas as crude oil tumbles. Emergencies Act inquiry will be delayed until October due to commissioner's illness. Tesla driver appears to be asleep as car goes over 100 km/h on QEW. Omicron booster vaccine expected to arrive in Ontario next week, Health Minister says. These were the headlines, and let's jump right into the details. Members of Ontario's outgoing science table say they would have advised against the province's decision to scrap COVID-19 isolation requirements if they were consulted on the move. Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Kiran Moore, said this week that those who test positive for COVID-19 no longer need to isolate for 5 days. Under new guidelines, people should stay home until their fever clears and their symptoms have improved for at least 24 hours, but they should wear a mask in any setting for 10 full days. Dr. Fahad Razak, the scientific director for the table that's set to be resolved next week, says he disagrees with the province's scrapping of isolation requirements. Razak, a University of Toronto professor and an internist at St. Michael's Hospital, says his favor more stringent rules, including masking indoors, as a way to limit spread of COVID-19, which help ease the burden on the healthcare system. Razak said the science table did not officially assess the government's decision to scrap the isolation requirement, noted that the advisory group hasn't always been consulted on pandemic measures. He said Ontario's health system, which is already under pressure, could be strained even further. I'm seeing significant risk in the healthcare system and a wave that has not receded to the extent that we would like, he said. The Ontario Provincial Police say a driver is lucky to be alive after a serious collision in Mississauga early Friday morning. OPP officers responded to a collision on Highway 41 at Mavis Road where a vehicle drove into the back of a transport truck. Police said the truck was stopped for traffic congestion before the vehicle slammed into it at what appears to be a high rate of speed. The 40-year-old male driver of the vehicle was transported to hospital with serious injuries. The OPP said his vehicle was significantly damaged in the collision and debris was seen scattered across the highway. The truck driver was not injured. The reason for the collision is unknown. All lanes have since reopened. Taylor Swift has joined the roster of celebrities making appearances at this year's Toronto International Film Festival. The singer-songwriter turned writer-director will screen her short film All Too Well, the short film, in 35mm screening for the first time ever at the Toronto International Film Festival Bell Light Box in Toronto on September 9th at 7 p.m. Following the screening, Swift will discuss filmmaking and the visual aspects of her music with TIFF CEO Cameron Bailey. In addition to music, Swift has long been a visual storyteller, TIFF said on their website. From influencing the edits of her music videos to writing the treatments herself and then making the jump to director, she has defined a distinct style that extends out of her songwriting. Tickets for the event, dubbed In the Conversation with Taylor Swift, go on sale to the public on September 5th, while select TIFF members will have access to tickets on September 3rd, and when looking to attend Swift's event, will need to ensure they purchase a premium ticket. The final long weekend of summer will also be the cheapest for Canadian drivers, with gasoline prices heading into the Labor Day holiday the lowest they have been since late February. The national average retail price for regular gasoline on Thursday, according to the Natural Resources Canada, was 161.1 cents per liter. The last time Canadians saw average gasoline prices in the 1.60 range was during the last week of February, just before the effects of Russia's February 25th invasion of Ukraine began to be felt at the fuel pumps. Gasoline prices rose steadily after that, hitting a peak of 215.1 cents per liter in early June. It cost drivers more than $2 a liter on average to fill up heading into the Canada Day long weekend, and the August civic holiday wasn't much better, with average prices in the range of 20 cents per liter. But prices have been declining steadily since August, in part due to the falling price of crude oil and also because of the lower U.S. refining margins. On Friday, the October U.S. crude contract was trading at $86.61 per barrel, its lowest level since late January. Gasoline prices have eased off across the country. The cost of fuel varies significantly by region due to factors such as transportation costs and local taxes. According to fuel prices tracking website GasBuddy.com, British Columbia has the most expensive gasoline heading into the Labor Day weekend at an average 185.0 cents per liter. The cheapest gas can be found in Alberta, where the average currently sits at 140.8 cents per liter. The inquiry into Ottawa's unprecedented use of the Emergencies Act during protests in February is being delayed. The Public Order Emergency Commission was to begin hearings September 19, but will be delayed now until October 13. Inquiry officials say Commissioner Paul Rouleau undergoing surgery to address a health issue. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau invoked the Emergencies Act in February amid border blockades and the occupation of downtown Ottawa by protesters demonstrating against COVID-19 vaccine mandates. There is a legal requirement to create a public review commission to look into the decision to use the Emergencies Act. Police forces, organizers of the Freedom Convoy, and all three levels of government are expected to testify at the hearings. Video has emerged showing a Tesla driver appearing to be asleep behind the wheel while traveling more than 100 km per hour on a busy Ontario highway. Louise Lesser said she was driving on Queen Elizabeth Highway near St. Catharines around 7 a.m. on Friday when her partner looked over and thought the white Tesla in front of them didn't have a driver. I thought he was crazy because obviously a car has to have a driver, Lesser told CTV News Toronto on Friday. I told him to slow down because I wanted to see. Lesser said when they pulled up beside the Tesla, she noticed the driver's seat was reclined and the person behind the wheel had their eyes closed. She said traffic around them was moving at approximately 105 km per hour at the time. When I was able to see in, the guy, he reopened his eyes for maybe a split second and then closed his eyes again and was fully asleep, she said. He was behind a dump truck and all I could think is if that truck slams on the brakes suddenly, what would happen? Lesser said her partner considered honking their car horn to wake the driver up but were worried that would startle him and cause an accident. I thought it was insane. I have seen traffic, especially on QEW. It goes from being fully open, you are able to do 100 km per hour, to being at a standstill in 2 seconds, she said. To know this guy wasn't awake, it almost made me not want to be on the highway. CTV News Toronto showed the video to Ontario Provincial Police Sergeant Kerry Smith. While the video has not been verified by police, he called the incident completely negligent and reckless. Smith said the OPP is not currently investigating the video because no formal complaint has been filed. According to Tesla's website, their current autopilot features require active driver supervision and do not make the vehicle autonomous. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.